busy Monday. So this is my
500 meters, turn left onto Country Hills Boulevard Northeast.
this is my first load
400 meters,
after lunch.
turn left onto Country Hills Boulevard Northeast.
I did 2 loads before lunch. The first one was a large load of scaffolding. Delivered that one to western part of Calgary. And then
Turn left onto Country Hills Boulevard Northeast.
And then the second, on top of that one, I had, I think I had, like, you know, a small pallet jack. So that one was also, somebody rented a pallet jack. So went to another place to drop off that one. And I had a different truck, so this...
200 meters, slide right onto the Alberta 2 ramp to Deerfoot Trail.
Like, same Ford 350, but a different unit. And there's something going on there with
Slide right onto the Alberta 2 ramp.
something going on with tire pressure sensors. I started driving and it was pretty cold in the morning, like minus 13.
Merge onto Deerfoot Trail Northeast.
It was minus 13, you know, Celsius, which is pretty cold. And all of a sudden, after I loaded, and you know, it's a big load, lots of frames, lots of decks, lots of braces. I see a warning message, low tire pressure. What? And I'm on the ring road on 201. I don't want to stop on the shoulder, so I waited till my exit, and then right there I saw a Petro Canada gas station. Pulled in there, walked around again, because I walked around in the morning. I checked all the lights and I put on my 4-way flashes, made sure all the lights were working on that other unit, and didn't see anything suspicious about the tires. So walked around again, everything looks normal, just like the day before. And I called dispatch, and they said, maybe we'll try to top up the air. And so at that gas station there was an air pump. So I used my own money. Can you believe this? I'm like a model employee. I spent $2 just to make sure that I don't get stranded somewhere on the highway. So I didn't even measure, I just counted till 25, you know, like each tire, 1, 2, 3, I counted till 25. So I filled up all tires like that, which should give extra, I don't know, 5-7 psi. Turn off the engine, restart it, same thing. And then I came back after that delivery. I said, guys, I told the mechanic, I said, guys, I want to change trucks. This one shows low tire pressure, but all tires seem normal. And this young kid says, oh yeah, there's something wrong with the tire sensor. I checked the pressure the other day on that truck, everything is good. And dispatch did not know this, so otherwise I would feel, you know, much better, less stressed out. But I grabbed this other truck, the same 350. So this one has 277,000 kilometers. And the only thing wrong with it is I cannot find a charging cable for my service phone, for the company phone. So right now I'm using my own phone because it's still okay on the battery. Yeah, and then they gave me another delivery, which was actually interesting. They gave me a generator, the tow behind generator, like 15 kilowatts. That was my first experience where I'm, you know, at this company where I'm towing something myself, which was pretty cool. I was able to back into the spot the guy indicated in the snow, and learn something new about the truck. I had no idea. I thought that when you turn this button over there, 4H and 4L, that gives you 4x4. And this guy looks at me, you know, the representative of the customer, so to speak, and he says, are you sure you have 4x4 switched on? I said, yeah. I said, look, here's the button, right? Like, there's nothing else. And he said, well, your rear wheels are spinning, but the front wheels are not spinning. And he says, hold on, I think on the Ford you have to turn this thing. And he goes to the wheel and he turns the inside of the wheel. There's like a, you know, the cap. Turns out that cap it's switching between automatic and manual. And I said, wait, so if it's on automatic, why it's not working? He says, quite often it does not work. So if you want a real 4x4, you just have to turn those caps clockwise, like, you know, like as if you're dealing with a screw, right? So to the right means tight. So to the right means 4x4, because I couldn't get out of the snow, you know. And so I did that on his suggestion, and the truck just rolled out of the snow as if it was nothing. And then of course you have to turn it counterclockwise back so that you don't drive like that on the highway. Okay, so that was something interesting I learned today.
Take the exit on the right.
And so delivered that generator, disconnected the pintle hitch, put it in the back, otherwise it's in the way.
McKnight Boulevard East ramp, then use the right lane to take the McKnight Boulevard ramp.
So which way are we going? West? No, left. East. And so yeah, disconnected the pintle hitch, threw it in the back here, because otherwise it interferes with the gate, with the lift gate.
Use the right lane to take the McKnight Boulevard ramp.
And then the second load also I had 2 deliveries. So the first was the generator, the second one was a suitcase, which looked kind of like in
400 meters, merge onto McKnight Boulevard Northeast, east.
kind of like in the movies, you know, where they show nuclear football, you know. The case with all the controls for the missiles, except this one had a magnetic drill. Like, what the heck is a magnetic drill? And the guy says, oh yeah, it has a magnet, and it just, you can install it on any table, I mean any metal surface. But it's all like one assembly. It's like a huge suitcase, you know. So I just threw it in the back, and it was delivering to a university.
Continue on McKnight Boulevard Northeast east for 2 kilometers.
So it was delivering to the, I thought we only had one university. It turns out in Calgary there's 2 universities, one in the west and one in the southwest. So anyway, so this second university, I look at the address, I call the guy as usual just to let him know I'm coming, and I said, this address that you gave us, this will take me to the dock, because he wanted me to drop it at the dock. He says, oh yeah, but you have to find this recreational entrance, and don't go on the east side of the university, go on the west. Like, holy moly. So I knew it would be a nightmare. So I go there and I cannot find the docks. Call the guy, I said, I'm near this building, something like about arts center. He says, oh, you're in the east, you have to get back to the west, but there's no, like, you cannot go through the university, it's blocked, you have to get back to the main road and go around. So I don't know, I went around, but I went in the wrong direction. I went west. Turns out I was supposed to go east and then loop back, like, so it took me probably, I don't know, 40 minutes. And finally called the guy like 4 times, and I asked him, I said, what's wrong with the address? He says, oh, that address, that's the entire university. So he gave us the address for the entire university, and then it's my job as a driver to find out where inside this huge university he's located. I'm telling you. But finally I found him, because my last call, like call number 3, the guy was very specific. He knew all the streets. He says, oh, don't worry, it's not your fault. He says, I go through this every week. I said, yeah, no wonder, because, you know, there should be some, you know, easier directions, like at least tell us from what street the entrance is. Actually, and I wrote down on the bill of lading, I said, entrance through
600 meters, use the left lane to stay on McKnight Boulevard Northeast.
Entrance off so-and-so street, use recreational entrance. That's the name of the entrance, you know. And then there's docks right there. You go underground, like, it's a bit weird, but anyway. And that's just a suitcase. So I back to a dock, just grab the suitcase.
Use the left lane to stay on McKnight Boulevard Northeast east, then continue straight to stay on McKnight Boulevard Northeast east.
So tossed it to the guy.
Continue straight to stay on McKnight Boulevard Northeast east.
And he said, that's it. I said, yeah, that's it. Wait, and then we're turning right. Why you keep blabbering?
500 meters, turn right onto Barlow Trail northeast south.
Yeah, you keep blabbering, but you forgot to tell me this important little detail. We're turning right. Now this is a massive, like, I hate when they do this, you know, right after lunch, right after you had a nice meal, and they give you the super big loads. Basically I have 3 deliveries in there. I have 10 3x5 frames. I have 2 5x5 frames.
300 meters, turn left onto 37th Avenue Northeast. Signs for 37th Avenue Northeast.
I have about 30 braces, 3 decks, 4 caster wheels. Took me like half an hour to load. Okay, we're turning where? Left. And this one, 37th. Yeah, this one. So now it's still northeast, but I'm way south of the airport. So this is pretty much like middle of Calgary. Oh, so I turned into the wrong street. What the heck? But it's the same difference. Oh, church. Yeah, the guy said something about a church. He says you have to go in the back. But he gave us the address. This one? Sometimes, you know, I feel like killing Google and throwing out
Turn right onto 27th Street Northeast.
and throwing out my phone through the window. 27th. Okay. So where's the freaking church?
300 meters, your destination will be on the left.
Oh yeah, I don't see any priests. This one? Okay, there's a guy behind me. Let him go. 3740 27th Street. I think it's this building, but this looks like a warehouse. Maybe it's one of those Baptist churches, you know, where they don't care how it looks like, as long as there's a couple of pictures of saints. 3740. Oh, that one. Rehoboth Christian Ministers. Okay, I got it. I got you. And the guy said go in the back. I see there's an entrance, like a driveway over there. So we can go there. So yeah, right after lunch they give you this humongous load where you have to work for, you know, pretty hard.
Head east on 37th Avenue Northeast for 29th Street Northeast.
3740.
In 150 meters, turn left onto 29th Street Northeast.
3740. So this is it. But there's like 10 doors. So yeah, now we just have to figure out where they want it. I hope not on the dock, because my truck is lower than the dock. But actually, wait a second. Yeah, of course it goes on the dock, because they're gonna be working inside. Alright, so now all I gotta do is just, I have to mark the arrival time, because if it takes too long, we're charging them for waiting. So I think we're giving them like 10 minutes or so. Yeah, that's a funny church. Basically, it's a huge warehouse, and there's about 10 businesses over here. I kid you not. And the church is door number 2. Door number 1 is different business. Door number 2 on this side is a church, and then on the very end there's a couple of doors there. And so I I called the guy 20 times. He says, yeah, the people are working there, they're gonna come out. But I'm sitting on this corner, like the guy says, in the back, right? I'm sitting on that corner. I don't see anybody. So finally I start walking around, knocking on doors. And one guy says, well, if you're not in the door number 2, go to the very end. And I look at the building is like kilometer long. So I said, screw this. I went back to my truck, jumped in the truck, and I drove around. And sure enough, there's a church there. There's guys working there. And I said, guys, I was waiting for you. And we told your company in the back. Like, but you know, if the building is 1 kilometer long, the back, I was in the back, but I was on the southeast corner. These guys were on the southwest corner of the building.
Turn right onto Barlow Trail northeast north.
And no wonder they did not see me, you know. But finally, yeah, they started helping me because, you know, my job is just to drop off.
Meters, turn right onto McKnight Boulevard northeast east.
Drop off at the curb, and one like very muscular guy, but like, you know, older guy, but you can see he's very beefy. He was just grabbing stuff from me and carrying it inside the church. And so yeah, it was a bunch of stuff. So 10 half-size frames, which are 3 feet by 5, but I like working with them because they're much lighter than full-size frames, which are 5 by 5. See, something is happening.
Turn right onto McKnight Boulevard northeast east.
My Google doesn't show any buildings anywhere, but like this next drop is like 30 kilometers. Man.
Continue on McKnight Boulevard northeast east for 5 kilometers.
Calgary is one huge city. I'm in the middle of Calgary, and I'm driving now south to the very south end, and it's still 30 kilometers. Can you believe this? From here, it's probably 30 kilometers back to my home area. Okay, so where are we going? Oh, we're going on 201 South. Okay, that's the ring road. And so these guys, and they also had like 30 braces, 10-foot long braces, and each brace consists of 2 pieces, like, you know, 2 bars or tubes connected together. Yeah. And I know why, because this church, so, you know, so-called church, because they're using basically a warehousing space, it has very high ceilings. You know, that's why they needed so many frames, so many braces. But surprisingly, they didn't order any decks, but I think a second truck is coming. Because yeah, when I was leaving, the guy says, so you coming back, right? I said, coming back? You mean to pick this up after you guys done? He says, no, there's a bunch of more stuff. I said, oh no, that's another truck. They're sending a flatbed. So that other guy is moving because probably there's a lot of decks, I'm guessing. A lot of decks. He's coming with on his Freightliner M2 flat deck truck. And I wanted to call them, give them some directions to what part of the building the drop-off point is at exactly, but their phones are busy, there's voicemail. I don't have time for this. I have to deliver my stuff. And it looks like it's beginning to snow again. Like, unbelievable, you know, like we're almost into March and it's winter all over again. But these trucks are awesome, guys, man. And some people are saying, what, you never knew? Well, I never drove a diesel pickup truck, you know. I heard about them. I thought they were crazy expensive. But now I see that, for example, if you look into a Ram, so diesel, it's either 2,500 or 3,500. And surprisingly, the bigger one, 3,500, is cheaper than 2,500 because I'm guessing not everybody wants to have a 6.7 liter Cummins diesel. And so here in Canada, I was just out of curiosity, I was looking at Auto Trader, So Ram 3500, brand new, either 23 or 24, goes for around $80,000. For comparison, my Hellcat was 105. But you know, diesel pickup, I don't know, the power, the feeling of the power is better than in any Hellcat, and it's $25,000 cheaper, man. And it's a 4x4. That's what I should have bought, you know, like instead of spending money on a Hellcat, I should have bought a diesel pickup truck. But back then I didn't have any experience driving these monsters, you know. Now I'm in love with this, you know, except of course in winter can be tricky with diesel fuel. You gotta, you know, pour some anti-gel. And these old ones, I don't think, like this one has DEF, but I know the Ram, which is newer, that we have in our shop, that one has DEF, and DEF is very tricky in winter. That's why most people here, most trucks in Alberta, they are deleted, so they just remove emissions because it doesn't work very well in this cold climate. So yeah, now I'm just looking for the ring road, and then it's smooth sailing. And probably by the time I finish with this and by the time I come back, it'll be time to go home, because it's 2:30 now. So I'll be at the delivery in about 20 minutes. So basically unload, probably be 3:10, 3:15, then another delivery. Yeah, I think it'll be right before 4 or even 4. And I didn't do any exercises today. I decided not to get up at 5 o'clock because that's what I need to do. If I want to go for a run or do my kettlebells, I have to get up at 5, because my job here, they want me to be ready to rock and roll, not at 7 but at 6:45. Basically my official start of my shift is 6:45 a.m. and so I got up at 6 and decided I'm gonna do some kettlebells after I come home, because I still go out occasionally to do these DoorDash and Uber, because I still haven't had my paycheck here yet, right? But Mondays are useless. Mondays there's no deliveries for some reason.
100 meters, use the right lane to take the Alberta 201 South ramp to Stony Trail.
Yeah, for some reason people don't want to order anything on Monday, and so I'm gonna go.
Use the right lane to take the Alberta 201 South ramp.
I'm gonna drive home, just do my exercises. Takes like 30 minutes, maybe 40.
1 kilometer.
Then take a shower, maybe grab something to eat, and then the plan for the day is to get my TDG certificate, transportation of dangerous goods. A friend of mine suggested a course online, and it's only 35 bucks Canadian, and that one is very useful with any kinds of trucking, you know.
In 600 meters, merge onto Alberta 201 South.
Even at our company, like when we do deliveries of these propane tanks, I can move up to 4 without TDG, without the hazmat certificate. But anything over 4 bottles or tanks, I need to be certified.
Continue on Alberta 201 South for 19 kilometers.
And you know, it's just online training, right? And then you take a test, no big deal, and then right away they say they give you a printable certificate. So I want to do it. Didn't feel like spending time with this boring stuff on the weekend, so I'm gonna do it today. And that's what I like about this job, is that I finish so early, you know. Okay, I start early, but I finish at 4. Oh, look at this guy. Spin around, facing the opposite direction pretty much. That's when we had the big snowfall. So yeah, looks like most of the time at this job I'm just driving a pickup truck, and occasionally, maybe in the summer when they get busier, maybe I'll be driving the other Freightliner more often. But that one is really, you know, not in a very good shape. The mirrors are all shaking. You know, you go like this on a road like this, the whole mirrors are like, you know, you cannot see anything. The steering wheel is funny. I don't know. And it's not that old. I think it's only 2018, but it already has, I don't know, like 250,000 kilometers or something. The other Freightliner that they just got like a few months ago, that one of course is much better. Oh, look at this, a Ram, and I see right away the Cummins logo. That's 3,500. Wow. To my exit 96, and this guy is doing 90 kilometers an hour, so we're gonna pass him. Now these big diesels, same as when I had when I had the Challenger with 6.4 liter engine. So right now I'm driving 100 kilometers an hour. My RPM is 1500, 1500, because there's so much power, right? And it's a big engine, 6.7 liter. The RPM is very low. Well, this was my last delivery. 2 half frames, which are like 3 feet by 5 feet, and 2 red braces, which are slightly shorter than yellow braces. They're probably like 10 feet, whereas yellow ones are like 10 feet 3 inches, something like that. And I know that my guys are drywall guys, so I heard somebody talking there behind the blue tarp in the garage. Went inside, I said, "What do you want it?" They said, "Can you please put it inside the house?" And technically we're not supposed to do that. Our job is to do curbside delivery, curbside pickup. But because I'm a nice guy and this was my last delivery, I just dragged them inside the front door and just leaned them against the wall over there. Because otherwise, you know, they're always afraid that somebody might steal it. So I think now it's probably what, like 30 kilometers, 48 kilometers, boys and girls, almost 30 miles. So time now is 3:27, so perfect timing. By the time I reach the shop, it'll be 4 o'clock or slightly after, so I might get a couple of minutes of overtime. No, I'm kidding. But actually I clocked in today at like 6:40. It wants me to go where? I think I have to go backwards. I mean, I have to go back, because I don't think there's a... But let's see, maybe there's an easier place to do a U-turn over there. And I just wanted to show you guys the amount of construction. Like, there's a guy there.
Turn left onto Marine Drive Southeast.
Already living in the house, right? And then all his neighbors, all the houses are being built. Man, I don't want to go in here.
In 600 meters, turn left at Masters Avenue Southeast.
No, this is not the right way. diesel power. All right. And you see, that's why they want us to do deliveries like as early in the morning as possible, because then you run into these guys, and because construction guys park their vehicles on both sides, there's pretty much all you have is like one lane. And when these dump trucks starts going in and out, you know, you can sit there for like 20 minutes waiting.
Head east on Marina Grove Southeast toward Marina Landing Southeast. In 100 meters, slide left onto Marina Landing Southeast. Slide left onto Marina Landing Southeast, then turn right onto Marina Link Southeast.
Okay, now I think it found it, because before it led me into the open field. You know, keep going straight. I look straight, there's a field. Okay, this one, this
turn
how
right onto Marina Link Southeast, then turn left.
This is how I came.
Turn left.
So basically this used to be, I'm guessing, look at this. This is already like the end of Calgary. But then there's houses over there, but this is still an open field. I'm guessing it was somebody's farm.
Southeast.
Yeah, my phone rang, and on the way back,
in 300 meters at the roundabout, take the second exit onto Mahogany Road Southeast.
On the way back, they asked me to pick up some parts at one of our suppliers that makes these, you know, we don't make these frames and braces, right? Somebody else's does. And so the other day okay, which one? This way.
Exit the roundabout onto Mahogany Road Southeast. In 500 meters, turn right onto Mahogany Boulevard Southeast.
Yeah, the other day I picked up brand new braces. You know, they use them as a security for scaffolding, like basically long bars, empty inside, and they hook them up crosswise to the frames. And they're not that heavy because they're aluminum, but they're paired. There's always two of them connected together with a bolt. Yeah, I wanted to do my kettlebells. Forget it. I feel tired after, you know, muscling all these all this scaffolding all day. So evening exercises don't work for me. So I'd rather tomorrow I gotta get up at 5 and do my kettlebells. That's it. Then I know I come home, everything is done. And by the way, I finished the shift, like the entire shop, the entire store closes at 5:30. I was there at like 5 after 5, and I asked the guys in the shop there, I said, you want to unload it now, or shall we maybe unload it in the morning? And they said, yeah, forget it, let's unload it in the morning, because they were already parking, you know, all the stuff. But what happened after I picked up that those brand new frames and the braces, dispatch asked me to drop off two frames, two braces at that church, you know, where I was earlier today. But now I knew exactly where to go. Went there, the doors were closed, but I knocked on the doors, there was a ringer, the buzzer, and eventually the same guy showed up, so I gave him two frames and two braces, and then drove like 20 kilometers back to the store. So yeah, this was like a long day, you know, but at least I made some money. I think I was so instead of 4 I finished at 5, so 1 extra hour, you know, which is pretty good. So tomorrow is another day, another $1. Thanks for watching.